So we do look at degrees, and then we try to see it's not only degrees or something else. And my question to you, sir, is how do we further improve in doing this, and how do you run as the chairman and CEO what I would call your Art of Living Foundation with, I don't know, but 20 million shareholders. Your members are your shareholders in a way.
You know, actually the R&D department of every institution, I feel they need to be given a close look at it. That they need to be enthusiastic. You can't have a dull, very problematic person sitting there, person who doesn't know how to play teamwork. They should have a free mind. So I would suggest they all should do some relaxation, some yoga, some pranayama, some meditation, and then have some calm, quiet mind. In the calm, quiet mind, suddenly an impulse will come, a trigger will come that would, bring about the creativity in a person.
If I may say so, I won't say everything that you have said is in him, but my elder son who's 39, Raj, he is now the managing director and CEO of Bajaj Auto. He spends half his time on R&D and engineering. He doesn't do any administration. That he has left very intelligently and conveniently to his younger brother, Sanjeev, who is the executive director. He does everything else, finance and audit and administration. But mainly R&D and marketing, new products, is Rajiv and his young team. They're all young, in the 30s, some late 20s. And that's how we brought out some new products which have been very highly successful. So I fully agree with you. And this, many companies now, which we had never done R&D before. If my vehicle had a 10-year delivery period, Swamiji, you don't need a new vehicle. You want to develop a new vehicle which becomes a 10-year delivery period, a monopoly.
Yes.
Which we are all trying to do. But now our new models last for 4 months. Because somebody else brings in something better.
You know, the paradigm shift has to happen in our thinking system, whether it's management or administrative setup. The paradigm shift. With that, renewed enthusiasm, inspiration will come. I find there's a big difference between motivation and inspiration. Motivation, you can motivate somebody, giving them some soaps, giving them some more rice, but it works only for a short period of time. See, our Art of Living works purely on inspiration. And people get inspired, and I myself don't know how many Seva projects happen, where do they happen. I get only the news later on. Just one word that let everybody do the Seva program, in the flood relief or earthquake. And the enormous activity happens because it's all inspired from within themselves. The volunteers are highly motivated and inspired. Then they are able to do anything for the betterment of the society. So why not use this spirit in our industry? You see, to bringing inspiration inside a person, like a businessman, like you have an inspiration, your children have. That same sense of belongingness to an institution has to come from bottom to top. And if that would come in any institution, then they will feel some sort of social, moral responsibility for the institution. Otherwise, a person lives in a place and earns from a factory or a company all his life, 20, 30 years, still doesn't have a sense of belongingness to that.
The only thing is, I think, it's difficult to have, Swamiji, oasis in a desert. The whole society, ultimately the whole world. Vinoba used to, हमारे कुल गुरु थे, तो Vinoba used to have the word, he used to say Jai Jagat, not only Jai Maharashtra and Jai Hindustan. So, but leave aside the world, India, every society, business, doctors, lawyers, government, municipal corporations, hospitals, schools, they must all be imbibed, whether it's an NGO or society.
इसी को हम कर्मयोग कहते हैं.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल.
जिसमें you do an action as an expression of joy, not expecting
not wanting
joy
a reward. Not what. This is what Krishna taught Arjun. I mean, I'm not a expert on the Gita, but आप लोगों से थोड़ा बहुत सीखा है, समझा है.
As I said, you can do any job in two attitudes. One is expecting joy out of that job, or that doing the job as an expression of joy.
That's where I do believe, and I don't believe in giving false praise, that people like you have a very major role to play. Because we people, politicians and businessmen, are the two most species in India. They are crooks. We will still do our best. And there are exceptional politicians and some good businessmen. The Tata Group is a very respected business.
Yeah, many good business are there in this country. Like, you all doing very good. I mean, I don't agree to
generalize.
Generalize and have the label, because that label somewhere legitimizes people to be, I can be, weak and you can be strong. That I wouldn't agree with it. But definitely there should be a coordinated effort of the Sudharaks and the Shasaks, people of all fields in society. On one hand, the scientists should come together, the NGOs, and the religious leaders and spiritual leaders.
Industry and academia.
Industry, academia, and the politicians. Everyone together have to work for the betterment of society.
Swamiji, when I think you said once that rulers cannot be reformers and reformers cannot be rulers. Did you mean cannot, should not, are not? What was the real thinking behind it?
Generally, reformers, they just reform because reforms happen from within. And rulers are imposing from outside.
Ideal could be, would it not, or is it impossible, Swamiji, that ruler and reformer
could be Janaka or Sri Ram.
Exactly, together. Would that not be ideal?
It's ideal. Perhaps that's why you have taken now you have gone into Rajya Sabha from.
No, I don't know whether Rajya Sabha is, I better not say much, otherwise it may be considered contempt of parliament. But no, Swamiji, that's another issue. But yes, I think.
There are some exceptions, but generally these two roles I feel are very different. That's why I see the spiritual leaders or religious leaders and the journalists in a country, they should be independent. Truly independent. They should simply reform the society.
But
they cannot align themselves to any single political parties. When they do it, they'll be doing injustice to the party they are aligning, because they will not be able to show the mistakes of that particular ruler or the party. You see, a reformer in this country, that's why Rajagurus were always there. A reformer was always had the authority to tell a person what wrong he's doing.
So many places of violence in the world, but हिंदुस्तान की एक कर्तव्य होता है, ड्यूटी होती है कि कम से कम हिंदुस्तान पाकिस्तान का प्रॉब्लम कश्मीर को लेके जो है, हम लोग भाई भाई हैं. ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करेंगे तो the world will look at us and admire us. Today
people are not, people to people, they are very different.
That's correct.
Whatever may be the politics. I was in Pakistan and I had such a warm welcome, and many people from Pakistan came to Bangalore earlier this month, this year.
Why are the governments not listening to the people?
What we have done is we have left out the moral and spiritual education from our curriculum to a great extent. See, a person